Okay, I have so much to say. I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts about this. If you are not familiar with the lipstick lesbians, Christina and Alexis, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name. Should I? Androulakis. I believe it's Greek. I don't know, actually know for sure. Anyway, Leaked Labs. They recently launched their brand Leaked Labs. If you're not familiar with Alexis and Christina, I would be surprised because their, I was gonna say their creations, their content has gone like very, very viral. I feel like I see them all over the place. For a little bit of context, this is Alexis, this is Christina. Alexis is a beauty product developer and educator, and Christina holds a PhD in digital education and technology, according to Forbes.com. And they have become this like pretty unstoppable team on social media, with typically Alexis describing and deep diving into like formulations of products and a lot of like the behind the scenes that happens within manufacturing, that you just don't really see as much. I mean, there are like some cosmetic manufacturers or cosmetic chemists who have become like relatively popular on social media, and it's really interesting for people to see sort of that behind the scenes. For just a little bit of context, when I first moved to LA, I actually did work at a cosmetic manufacturer. I was technically like part of a startup beauty brand that was like under the cosmetic manufacturer, but I got to like go in the lab and like play around with stuff and, like learned a little bit. Most of it is like gone, except that like, I think lip gloss is like 99.9% Versagel. I'm pretty sure I retained that. But I did get to like play with pigments and like make eyeshadows and stuff. So I have a little bit of like knowledge, a teeny little slice of knowledge about what goes on behind the scenes. So I'm always like very intrigued when, someone brings that information to the forefront, because I think a lot of consumers just don't really know what goes into creating products and, creating packaging and all of that. It's nice to have all of that context. So anyway, they recently launched this brand called Leaked Labs, and their MO, their ethos, I guess, is very much, they want to bring innovation within the beauty. You know what a word just flies out of your head? Industry is what I was looking for. Oh my God. They want to bring innovation to you early, I guess. The little thingy here says, instead of hiding new formulations behind long approval cycles, we leak them straight from the lab while they're still bold, experimental, and evolving. Every release is a prototype. Every wearer is a collaborator. So we're going to get into this. That's a little bit of background. The product is this flexi powder, okay? So like I said, I received this in PR. People were able to spend $34 to receive the lab sample to test it. And I believe they're basically looking for feedback to create a finished product. Like I said, we'll get into it. So I received this little tin, everything that came in it, in the package I will show you. So we got these little discs, these tiny little baby discs, okay? I'll show you these in a second. The PR box came with like a little sprayer because they are meant to be used dry or wet. So they included this empty thing to put like some water in or whatever. I did see one review from someone who came across, like I've watched a few reviews just on like short form, you know what I mean? Like TikTok and stuff. And one person who did spend the $34 to test the product said that they did not receive anything to put water in, basically. So it was kind of like this is sort of like a meant to be used with water to really like create that like high shine finish. And they did not receive that. So full disclosure there. And then I also in the PR did receive a little like spatula and mixing palette. Okay. So I want to, before we get into my thoughts, because I have so many of them, I want to just like try the product because I haven't. So I wanted to do like a first impressions here on camera. So let's zoom in. So here's a little close up of the product itself. You have these tiny little, okay, just dropped them all over the place. You got, my nails. You got these little discs, these little shimmer discs. Okay, they're pretty standard colors, I would say. Like the colors kind of remind me of when like Pat McGrath launched her initial launch, which was those like really like metallic eyeshadows or whatever. You always kind of have like silver, gold, whatever, you know what I mean? So we have like a rose gold or like a bronzy kind of shade. We have a pink shade that sort of looks like duochrome. It's a little bit hard to tell with a little bit more of like a glittery pearl in it. We have gold, you know, standard gold. And then we got silver, standard silver, all right? Silver, just straight up silver. So it is interesting to me, this like formula is meant to be this like flexible formula, which is kind of intriguing. Like I found that to be interesting. Like when you touch it, it doesn't really feel like dry or wet. Like it has, I mean, it's dry, but it has this like, yeah, flexible, sort of like, if you were to play with like a like a pleather sort of fabric, it sort of has that feel. I will say that this is very much an exposure, an ERP exposure for me, because I hate getting shimmer all over my hands. Like I hate it so much. So holding them is instantly really bothers me. But overall, like the texture is kind of interesting. When you sort of like touch it dry and sort of press against it, you can see like the sort of sheer wash that comes off of it. Okay, and then you basically are supposed to spritz it with water to make it like more metallic, like you would most metallic eyeshadows. I did also see some reviews from people saying that, like, who actually weighed the product, and that the amount is different for each one. The only like thing that I would say about that is that I believe like some pearl is going to be bigger. You can actually see the difference in, like, for instance, the bronzy color is a little bit, it's probably the thinnest one. It's quite thin. And the shimmer, like the pearl that's used for this, is like very, very fine. Whereas the pearl in the pink one, you can see that difference. It's a lot more glittery. It's a thicker pearl, so it's taking up a little bit more space. So it feels a little bit thicker. What color do I want to use? I will say just getting the shimmer on my fingers is really annoying. And do you just like use it with your finger? Because I'm assuming that it's not really gonna work with a brush. Yeah, this is like a duochrome. It has like a gold, and like a pink. I don't know if you'll be able to see that difference. Ooh, can you see it? That shift? Ooh, right there. Can you see that gold reflect? And the base is pink. So you kind of see this like cool toned pink right here with almost like a silver. You see that? And then when you turn it, you got like a little bit of gold. So again, also not like a color that we haven't like seen before, but okay. So I'm gonna try this pink color because I'm intrigued by it. And I'm actually I guess I'll try out my fingers first. I don't know how to hold it. Like I don't know how to hold it to like, I guess I'll throw it down on the mixing palette that they gave me. But like, will it stick? Nope. Maybe if I spritz it with some water? Let me fill this bitch up. Oh, picking them up when you have nails it's like trying to get a coin, like a flexible coin off of the table. All right, I'm gonna spritz this guy with a little bit of water. And maybe this will stick to it so I can just throw it down. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna grab my favorite synthetic brush, which is the E54 from Sigma. I love this brush. I've been using it for like at least 435 years. It's my favorite brush to, oh, that worked actually really, really nicely. I'm a genius. I'm like a freaking genius, you guys. Yeah, nothing is coming up. Nothing is coming up. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside and maybe we'll use that when I spray it with some water. So I'm gonna just rub feels a little gritty. Yeah, this is a a much larger pearl, that's for sure. Like you can feel the grit. I mean, it looks like a nice pearl though. Ooh. It's a pretty color. All right, so let's just, I got nothing on, I went in with like the tiniest little like sheer wash of the MAC paint pot with ochre, the soft ochre one, just to like kind of cancel out a little bit of color, but I mostly don't have anything going on my lids. So let's just throw this shit down. Let's throw it down. Okay. Pretty. Okay, glittery. Just gonna sort of blend it up and out, you know what I mean? Just like up and out. Yeah, I mean, definitely very glittery. It's a pretty color. It works, I mean, does it work relatively well? Yeah, it's a pretty color. I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I have so much to say. All right. So we're gonna build a little bit of a look here because I want to use at least 3 of the colors. I don't know if I'm gonna use the gold, to be honest with you, just based on like the colors that I have going on in my face right now. But I'll at the very least swatch that one for you. Okay, I'm bored now. Let's make it more metallic. So honestly, spraying the back and like putting, it's stuck to that, which is really nice. So now I'm just gonna spray it. Ugh. Oh. Oh shit, okay. It's a lot. I didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, now let's throw it down all over the lid. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, beautiful color, beautiful color. Is it possible to like... Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what I mean? I have a feeling this is gonna crease like a bitch when you add water to it. You know what I mean? Okay, that looks very like, you know, it's pretty. Like I fuck with it. I fuck with it. If you don't apply enough water, it does nothing, but you gotta get that sweet spot, because if you apply a little bit too much, like I actually think wetting your brush might be a little bit safer, because otherwise it just sort of like starts to melt the product a little bit. All right, and now I'm just, you know, shearing it out. I mean, I think it's pretty. Like, it's a very pretty color. It looks a little bit like Dancing Rose, like the pearl that's in Dancing Rose from Lisa Eldridge, which I love. It's very, these, like the very sheer pearls are, it can be very difficult to tell. Like this side looks quite even. This side looks like there's a patch in the middle that didn't really take. I'm gonna try to fix that. So you can like build it on top of itself, which is nice. You have to let me know what you think. I don't really see a ton of patchiness. I saw like a little bit over here, but I'm gonna need you guys to let me know. Okay, I'm gonna take that same color. I'm just gonna use the same brush, wet, and I'm gonna take it on my lower lash line. Like I'm just gonna fucking blend out the lower lash line basically. And then I think we're gonna go in with some bronze, and I definitely want to use the silver because the silver actually looks nice. Actually looks quite nice. Dry. Okay. Fuck with it. Fuck with the tone. Am I gonna get this off? Am I gonna be able to get this off? Definitely prefer using, especially this shade, wet. Focus on me. Probably because of how big and glittery the pearl is in it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Let's throw down. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the bronze. I'm just going to spray this thing and throw it. That's so satisfying. Just throwing it right at this thing, and that really works. All right. Let me wipe off that brush. This brush just seems like it would be good for it. Maybe, you know what? Let me try it with a natural bristle brush just for shits and gigs. Just for shits and gigs. I'll use a little guy, just like a little guy from Refer, obviously. Just a little 13 brush. And let me just buff this in. Is anything coming off? Kind of. That is what came off with using a natural bristle brush dry. So digging into it, just look, some stuff's coming off. I'm gonna place this in my outer corner. And crease, since this is like a finer pearl. I'm using it kind of the way I would a matte to like define the crease. And then blend out. Which is kind of cute, you know, kind of cute, kind of fun. Not bad. Okay, alrighty. I don't like the way that feels with just my finger. Ready? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, yeah, definitely very fine. There's a little bit of, just because like this is messy, this shit's getting all over my fingers. So like those bigger glittery pearl bits that you might see are from the pink one. They're not from the bronzy one. But like this stuff is gonna get mixed up, you know what I mean? Oh wait, actually, it does look like there's a little bit of like a larger gold pearl in there. Oh, there is actually, you know what? Just kidding. There is a little bit of a larger gold pearl. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it, but there's like the teeniest bit, but like overall the bronze base is like quite fine. Oh fuck, no, you know what? Yeah, I really can't tell. Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible for me to know because it's just messy, so it's getting all over the place. So I don't know. I'm gonna mist my brush and dip it in here. Nice. Not like hugely different. I mean, like, yeah, fine, pretty, not like hugely different. You got to be careful with the water distribution, basically. Like, it's like a watercolor. So, like, if you apply way too much water, you're not going to get as even an application, you know? So with a little less water, you can get like a soft, slightly softer application. I have to wash my hands. Hands clean and I feel better. I am going to go into the silver now. Once again, gonna do the same old and just throw it down. God. Oh, that's not where I wanted to put. That's not where I wanted to throw it. Okay, that's a little better. Just creating my own little palette right here. Was this the? Oh, this is the gold. Oh, Jesus, the gold looks so close to the bronze when they're like that. Okay, so I'm pretty interested in this silver. I'm gonna start off with it dry with my finger, and I'm just gonna pop it on my brow bone. Okay. Word. 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 Word, 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 word. Okay. Fine. Fine, good, fine, okay. I don't really like that, actually. Just like the look overall. I'm gonna buff that a little bit. For some reason I was expecting it to look like a little more white. But it's a little, when you build it up a little bit more, it has like a gunmetal sort of like base to it, especially next to these like warmer tones. I was gonna bring it onto my cheekbones, but now I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna spritz it, and I'm gonna grab my 03 brush, and I'm gonna place that like right in my inner corner. Just a standard placement, you know what I mean? For the sake of experimentation. Okay. Okay. Quite silver. Blending it down and up into that pink. Okay, okay, okay. Word. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, I finished my eyes off with some mascara, so I just wanted to show you like kind of the finished look with eyes done. Okay? I think I took a little bit off with when I curled my lashes, but here's the product on my eyes. Let's talk about it. Let us discuss. My first question is, what problem is this solving? Because to me, it's not solving a problem. Like, I have a lot of, like, I can appreciate innovation within beauty manufacturing, or like cosmetic chemistry, okay? So like formulations, and like the product itself feels kind of cool, like being able to sort of like move it around and stuff, making it flexible. Like, it's kind of an interesting product. I haven't really like felt something like that before. It's sort of, I mean, to be honest, it sort of reminds me of when you have those kind of like cream to powder formulas that are like pressed in a little whatever, and they have that like flexibility to them, but you can't like pick them up like a sheet of paper and sort of like move them around, right? I do have one instance where I feel like this could be useful, but before I bring that up, the shades are nothing new that we've seen. The pearl is nothing new that we've seen. The finish is nothing new that we've than anything that we've already seen. You can get this finish, you can get the sheared out finish, you can get the more metallic finish from plenty of powders, from plenty of, like there's already water activated paints or eyeliners that can give you these kinds of finishes and this kind of like manipulation and all of that. So there's, in that respect, there's nothing super new. And I know that I saw a lot of like their marketing, a lot of the videos that they posted, where they're applying it like all over their face. And that is not something that I would want to do unless I'm doing something like super avant-garde. Yeah, especially with my skin tone, like wearing one of these on my skin is probably just going to be a little bit too much. Like personally, I saw, I think Alexis the both of them wearing like these shades, like the more like bronzy shades on their skin. And you can just, it does that thing where when you like wear a highlighter that just creates this like gray cast on your skin as you move, because it isn't completely like transparent, and it's creating this, when the light isn't reflecting off of it and it's turned into a shadow, it sort of just looks like flat and dark and heavy on the skin. So this is not a product that this isn't like a product that I'm gonna like want to put all over my face. You know what I mean? Like I'm only gonna use it for the eyes. I understand that this is a lab sample, but the way that it came is very like unrealistic. Like this was very helpful. So if you happen to have them and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to like work with these? Do this, like spritz it with a little bit of water on the back and throw it down on a palette or a mirror or whatever you might have. The one instance where I could find this being a useful formulation is for working artists who are wanting to maybe depot products like this in specific containers of their choosing, so that they have a little bit more control over like making it smaller or big, because you can reshape this and sort of like, mush it down or whatever. That I could see as being kind of helpful for a working artist, because it's shatterproof, right? Like you can drop it, it's not going to break. And that I can kind of see. For your everyday makeup wearer, even for, especially like your everyday makeup wearer in general, but like even for your advanced makeup wearers, to me, this is it's not answering any questions. It's not solving any problems. It's just like, look at this like interesting thing that we were able to create. And by interesting, I literally just mean the fact that it's flexible. Like that is the only thing that's different about it. So I really just kind of am like, not impressed. I also do think that like the marketing around it is a little strange. Like the idea of having people try things early, I think is really cool. It's one of the things that I love about Refer, that like they have the prototype store and that you can like go and purchase brushes. You're there and then it's like, oh, you can add like this free brush for feedback, and then you kind of become a part of the community and you're like part of creating and refining things. It's one of the things that I love about Refer. But this is not like, oh, I'm already buying something and I have this add-on. It's pay us $34 to basically like make us money so that you can tell us what we should do with this thing. I don't know. I kind of feel like if the marketing had been like, if this was a fully fleshed out product, that they had an extensive range and they were marketing it specifically towards working artists and professional makeup artists. Like if they were reaching out to people like Hung Van Gogh and Katie Jane Hughes and Lisa Eldridge and saying like, this is something that we are creating for working artists for your flexibility. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to shatter. You are able to depot it however you want. And you can really like customize your kit. That to me feels like I would be behind it. Like if that was the marketing and it was like, this is what we're coming out with. We have like a full range of products specifically for this, or not products, but like shades. I feel like I would be like, oh, that's really cool. Like then the flexibility part of it, I think I would be more interested and I would be like, ooh, Like, that's a really cool thing, especially because it's being marketed towards like working artists and like a solution for them. Maybe if like marketing it to like your everyday makeup wearer, if the marketing was focused more so on like not shatterproof and the customize, like being able to customize it that way, maybe that would make a little bit more sense to me. Yeah, there's so many products that people already have that just give us these finishes. It just feels so unnecessary, and especially the delivery system for the testing, it's just messy. It's really messy, and I don't know. It doesn't really, like, when I first saw them on social media, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, I'm definitely interested in this. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting them to be this tiny. I was expecting them to be a lot bigger. Yeah, I was expecting them to be a lot bigger, at least like double the size. So that also was very surprising to me. Not to say that like you're not going to be able to get like a decent amount of use out of this, but yeah, those are my thoughts. I really just am a little confused. It feels a little bit like a cop-out, like rather than having a finished product, you tell us what to do. I guess that's where I'm going to be most interested, and I highly recommend you guys watching videos from people who paid the $34. Because like I said, I received this in PR. I received this little thingy. I received a little like spatula. They sent me a little bottle to come with it. You know what I mean? But from what I saw, people who purchased it did not receive those things. Maybe they were extra. Maybe they were added later due to criticism. I don't know. I think what I'm going to be interested in is seeing like what they do with this feedback. Yeah, I don't know, because I just don't really know. I don't really know what the vision is. Like, what is the end result supposed to be? What's the goal for them? Is it just to get feedback? I don't know. Like, are we gonna see this as like a fully fleshed out finished product? And then how much is that gonna cost? I think it would be interesting if the people who paid for the testers and gave their feedback, if they received like at the very least a discount to purchase the finished product. You know what I mean? Those are my thoughts. I will say I just kind of explained it to my boyfriend, he works on a very like corporate level. Like I'm just sorry. I tried a skin tint today. That's just like my oil's breaking through. I don't like it. Anyway, I think I've mentioned this before. I think it's fine to say. He works for the NFL, and he works with, obviously the NFL is like gigantic, and he also has worked with like a lot of like massive brands around the NFL. And he's just like very business minded. So I asked him, I kind of explained the whole situation to him and asked him for his feedback. He knows nothing about beauty. The other day he was like, I thought mascara was a brand. And I was like, oh my God, like you're useless. But his initial feedback was just very like, the word he used was scammy. And I think my worry here is that this is my concern. I'm concerned that this is going to be there's no such thing as bad press type of thing. And that's just a feeling that I have deep down in my soul, like in my heart, down in here. And I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with this. But I guess that's why it's just like, it's a little hard to comment on right now, because I'm just kind of like, where are we going with this? Like, what is the point? Where are we going? What is the, besides bringing like innovation to the beauty industry? Like, I don't know. I just like innovation in what way? You know what I mean? Because like I can point to other brands like Danessa Myricks. I actually had this conversation with her like a while back. When she's creating a new product, she is specifically coming at it from somebody has a problem, let's figure it out. It's problem solving. And that's the point, is that like we have so many products in the beauty industry now. And like, you know, it's sort of a trope that like, yeah, it's the same thing being done over and over again. But there are people who are, you know, taking it and creating something new from it. For instance, Katie Jane Hughes really has a signature lip look. And she's really like, I'm obsessed with the lip products that she's coming out with. Are they like the most incredible things in the entire world? One might argue it. I might. Maybe not, but like she's bringing her spin to it, and it's creating something unique from her perspective, you know? Even though it might just be like a blurry lip liner or like a lip crayon with a little bit of pearl in it. Like it just makes an impact because she's refining certain things in her style. Lisa Eldridge coming out with the, you know, Rouge Experience lipstick, like specifically wanting to maintain luxury while emphasizing sustainability and making sure that, like, you know, we're reducing some waste. That is like, you know, that to me feels like the correct, you know, direction of innovation within the beauty industry. It's kind of like, you know, they say like either be first or the best or whatever. Isn't that like a saying? You're probably not going to be first, but you can refine. And I just find that like this formula seems like a cool thing that, like, from, you know, a cosmetic chemist, like a chemistry background, it's cool. Like I can appreciate it, but it's just kind of like, it feels like it's not there yet. And to me, they feel the same way. I'm just guessing that they're like, this is a cool thing and like this could be something, but we don't know what it could be. So like, let's ask the audience what it could be. And I just don't know if this is necessarily the right way to go about it. I almost just threw this. I guess they wouldn't break. Those are my thoughts. That's how I feel. I hope that this was helpful in some way. If you were interested at all in this product, or if you were just kind of like, what? Like, what's going on? Maybe you didn't even hear about this coming out. I feel like I just heard about it like right before it came out. Yeah, so Leaked Labs. That's it. I don't know what else to say. We'll be keeping an eye out to see like what comes of this. I would love to hear from you if you were one of the people who paid to test it and what your thoughts are. Like, what exactly did you receive in your little like kit? Did you happen to receive like a little whatever and a little whatever? Yeah, dude, I want to hear from you. And again, I highly recommend checking out people's reviews who like actually paid for it. I believe, is it Jen Love's reviews or Jen Love reviews? Jen Love? I don't know. I saw that she posted a video. I just saw a thumbnail. I haven't watched it yet, but she posted that she paid for it. So I want to go watch that. I didn't watch it before this because I wanted to like have my own opinions because, you know, whatever. So yeah, hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. I gotta go. I need to get more tea. Bye.